Hello and welcome. I hope that you are doing well. Thank you so much for joining me here today to talk about books. And it is the end of the month, and I'm a little rushed, but it's been a great month of reading, and we have a really exciting book to talk about today, so there are no complaints from me. And today's book is one that you are going to want to stick around for if you like thrillers or mysteries that take place in Minnesota. And that book is Where They Last Saw Her by Marcie R. Rendon. And this book brings many factors of society together. Quill is a Native American woman who lives in the Red Pine Reservation in northern Minnesota. She is an experienced runner who is training for the Boston Marathon. While she is on the back roads by the woods running, she hears a woman scream. One scream and nothing else. After contacting the police, who find nothing, she and her husband Crow drive along that road. They can see how far the police went before they turned around, and they go a little further and they see evidence that something happened. Quill also finds an earring in the dirt. After a visit to the police, where they informed them what they would have found had they gone a little further, the community conducts a search but finds nothing. And without a name or witnesses, the investigation is at a standstill. And this is when Quill asks her friends, Galen and Punk, who run with her, to help her investigate. Crow is not happy about his wife and the mother of his children running alone in dangerous circumstances. That's solved because Quill agrees to always run with one of the other runners. Following clues, starting with the earring, they go on a search that might endanger them. When Crow learns what they are doing, he is upset that they are endangering themselves. As they search, they learn of more missing Indigenous women and are drawn further into the search. And because she wants to help, Quill puts herself into increasingly dangerous situations. Honestly, as I was reading, I knew some of the things she was doing were nothing I would ever do. In addition to being a suspenseful read, this book brings attention to the struggles faced by Native American communities, and I want to take a minute to talk about missing Indigenous women. I often research, at least in part, the topics that are brought up in my reading. And I was surprised to see the actual statistics. In Minnesota alone, over 700 Indigenous people go missing every year, with over 60% of those being Indigenous women and girls. They account for 10% of all missing women in the state, even though they are 1% of the state population. And far too often, the response to these disappearances is too little, too late. Marcie R. Rendon explores the struggles faced by Indigenous people in the United States and Canada in Where They Last Saw Her. It's tragic and at times dark, but it's an absorbing read, and it will keep you interested until the end. Where can you turn for a similar read? And I have a few choices for you. If you're interested in a similar book but written for a young adult audience, there is The Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Boulley. Donis, the main character, witnesses a murder and agrees to go undercover. How far will she go to protect her community? The next one also takes place in Minnesota and involves a woman's disappearance, and There He Kept Her by Joshua Moehling is the first book in the Ben Packard series. Another book, this one set in central Minnesota, is Bloodline, and it takes place in a small community in central Minnesota, and it seems idyllic, but there's something sinister going on just below the surface, and what it is will shock you. Any of these books will make for thought-provoking and insightful reads. And there we are. March reading is complete. I will be back in a couple days to choose at least some of my April reads, and it is readathon month, so we'll be choosing them based on the prompts for the readathon. I hope that you will join me then, and until then, I hope that you enjoy all that you do and all that you read. And thank you.